such an asshole.
Hello, children. We have a short question and a lengthier question. Hi, St. Clary. I haven't achieved that yet. Another video question for you. Last couple of vids ago, you mentioned a book or film that if one was too tall, they cut his leg to make him shorter. If he was too analytical, they would shock another member on the head to dumb him down. Was this The Giver you're referring to, or was it something else? No, it's called Harrison Bergeron. It was a short story, and maybe The Giver is based on that. I don't know. But the concept is I mean, if you read through the Wikipedia entry, you don't have to read the whole book, which I'm all for. But The Giver may have been based on that. I don't know. Next question. You mentioned that retirement isn't feasible in the U.S. or it hasn't provided that for me. What's motivating you to check out Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia? Has nothing to do with retirement. Retirement is possible in the United States, just not for most people, because most people have to spend money. And to be perfectly honest, most people have way too much debt to even hope, and they don't have enough money saved up to even have it exponentially grow to save for retirement. But that's a separate reason why I'm looking to move out of the United States, potentially. Many have mentioned in the comments during the last few weeks that Europe has the same debauchery and sloth as the United States, as country follows our trends, which is true. You mentioned that you went to Italy once and didn't like it. Do you feel this way as all of Europe? Or I'm reading them how you guys write them. If you guys want to sound like idiots because you don't check your writing, that's fine. Was it something specific, as Italy is more an archaic, historical, cultural in its roots? You also mentioned Swiss, period, is a library and too squeaky clean for you. Yes. And then he asked, well, let's go to this question. You're just throwing a bunch of questions and do that. The reasons I'm potentially looking, the main one is that they will take too much of my money, which means my time and my life, away. I will produce a certain amount of goods and services. I will be paid money. Half of that will be taken away and then given to lazy, parasitic people who just don't want to work. That's it. That's all it is. I also have other concerns that when I'm older, I'm going to have, you're going to have to rely on the younger people to take care of you. And if you look at demographics, you're going to have non-white people taking as the majority of the young population. And it's not so much that as much as that I'm okay with. It's the indoctrination and brainwashing young people get to basically hate white people, hate males, hate America, hate rich people. And here I am, a minimalist, where it's like, oh, look, you can afford a house. It's coming to that because money printed go burr. Such envy and hatred and class and race and sex or gender warfare has been institutionalized in the schools that kids that probably aren't even born yet. The person who's going to wipe my ass or is going to be responsible for giving me my IVs, though I don't think I'll ever let it get to that point. That kid is yet to be born, but it's almost a guarantee that kid is going to be born and then inculcated in some kind of anti-white, anti-male, anti-American, anti-old school, anti-me, anti-hard worker, anti-classical type of stuff. And I just don't expect any fair treatment. Third major, and these are all really close. It's like this is a distant second. Very close third, and third is close to second and close to first. And this has nothing to do with demography. The people in this country are going insane. And I don't mean like wild, crazy schizophrenia, but they are not able to function as adults. Increasingly, the younger you get, the more fragile people are. They are offended at the drop of a hat of everything. Most people, or I shouldn't say most, an increasing percentage of people, the younger you get, do not work productive jobs. They've never worked real jobs. And most of them have, again, through the K through college education system, been inculcated to replace love, family, country, even God, whichever religion you want to, or you could say nature, with just politics, leftist politics. And they are going to be further brainwashed to value their traits. And keep in mind, this has nothing to do with race or gender, though that can apply. White males can also claim, oh, my goodness, I have the ahudahudahs, or I'm this gender today, or that sexual preference tomorrow. And I'm there, oh, I have a mental disorder, and I'm disabled, and give me money. And you non-mentally disabled people, you're and I've talked about this manifesting already. I talked about this with 3, where when I lived in Wyoming, this is coming up on 10 years ago. The people in Wyoming are so stupid. You have to try 3 times to get anything done right the 3rd time. Nothing can be done right the 1st time in Wyoming. It's their state motto. So it could range from anything from like something innocuous like the Subway sandwich artist that you would take 3 times to get my order right. And I'm not particularly finicky. You know, like you put the wrong meat on. Oh, to rescheduling dental appointments. Oh, we can't make it. Okay. To, you know, calling someone 3 times to get their financial statements for a loan they desperately need, but it's like, well, we desperately need your financial statements then. That cellular level of a society, in this particular case, the United States, the cellular level of a society is the individual human. And in the United States, the humans are getting so low grade, so incompetent, and so corrupted to be lazy, to be leftist, and to be almost like perpetually offended. Like you cannot have a conversation. You cannot, you know, like what if you go up to a girl? Another perfect example with Overton's window. You know, a guy would ask a girl out. She didn't like him. All right, that was it. Oh my God, he's creepy. Are we going to get to the point that there is going to be a complaint? I had a buddy. He can't mention where. He was at his office. He had extra things. He did not need said extra things. He went to some gal at a department, says, does your department need extra things? And she said, no. I says, okay, I will take the extra things and find someone else. I'll find a home for the extra things. And sure enough, got called in the office because he made her uncomfortable. It's like, okay, I mean, and when it gets, you know, we can't even use certain words because someone will get offended. You can't. Another perfect example is this. It's mentally ill. This mandatory diversity training and how everyone's sucking Black Lives Dick Matter or Black Lives Matters dick. When no one does a darn thing to actually help out the Black community. We're just gonna like, look at me. I put a sticker up on my front yard. Yay! What actually helped Black people? No. But how leftist and racial and sexual and just general woke culture has infiltrated corporations that it's not a sane place to work anymore. You can't just go to work and make your widgets. No, you got to spend some time bowing down at the altar of this false god of diversity and inclusion and all this other crap. And you know what? That right there, that alone is the reason. I'm not living in the insane asylum. I'm not watching the news. I'm not going to be I'm not going to stand there and be accused of institutional sexism and institutional racism and unconscious. No. Eat a bag of dicks. Right? I haven't heard anyone of a different race or gender unless they deserved it and it had nothing to do with gender or race. And that's only going to get turned up. And I just do not see the United States being able to function on several levels, financially, economically. The communists we could just call them leftists, parasites. They're going to want more and more of my money. And there's the daily interaction with people. And then when I'm old, I'm going to rely on, I mean, even now you rely on society. You rely on society to function normally, maturely, and as I want to go to a country. And so you ask why Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe? I'm not even concerned about taxes. I'm going to go to a lower tax place if I can. I'm more concerned about cultural stability. I want it so that if I go to a culture, I don't care if it's Korean, which is very different than mine. That's very Eastern, or Southeast Thailand. That's a very different culture. India, very different culture. It's their culture. They keep the rules. And as long as the rules are followed, and I don't chew gum and spit it out in Singapore or whatever. I will. Oh God, these fucking dogs! Fucking Christ, motherfucking murder people. I'm gonna start murdering fucking people. I just want a stable culture, like where I go to this culture. I'm not part of the culture. I will hide. I'll just be in my little hut in Yugoslavia or Croatia or whatever Yugoslavia is broken up into now. And participate in Borscht Fest or Rutabaga Fest. And I will just be left in peace and I don't have to worry about riots or the government saying, well, you're this type of person and that type of gender, so you have to pay extra taxes, or we hate you, we're going to blame you, and all this others. Just, I'm left alone. And when I go out and order a borscht sandwich, which I just imagine they have borscht in Croatia, I could be wrong. I get a borscht sandwich made reasonably well, reasonably quickly, and I could just sit and be among a sane, adult, mature society. And that comes from a culture that has its traditions intact. So again, I am not Croatian. I'm not, well, I guess there's a little bit of Eastern European blood genetically. Shut up! Oh, fuck. I'm not of that. I just want the laws and the rules followed. I want a functional society. And I'm not going to have no fucking dogs in my house. It's going to be a quiet little hut. It's going to be a quiet little hut. Then he asked, last question, why do you name your fans as Disturbed would say, we're all disturbed, Gaga, My Monsters, etc.? What's yours, Cappy Cap, Captains, Lieutenant? Dude, I don't know what you just asked there. This is what happens when you guys do not reread your questions. Okay? I don't know how to answer that. There you go. Do we have any super chats? The video where Aaron yelled at the dog. Yeah, Russia might be a place too. You know, they're Russian there. Taboo Smash, $2. Are you giving up your U.S. citizenship if you leave? I don't know. I'll probably hire a lawyer or look into that. Like, if it pays and it, you know, and if things get too crazy here, it takes 5 times to get a sandwich right. And I mean, we're really becoming idiocracy. I don't see a reason to stay in the United States. I mean, a society that is hungrier, poorer, but has its culture together and intact, and forces its children to grow up and become adults instead of perpetual whiny Kuantahaha millennial victims, they will overcome the United States, at least in terms of standards of living. Nonstop Dre, $2. But Cappy, independent women need your tax dollars. Right, yeah, I'm not, that's another thing right there. Fourth one, I'm sick of looking at fat people, men and women. I'm sick and tired of seeing fat, ugly people. It's like seeing hideous architecture. I mean, this doesn't even have anything to do with sexuality or being attracted to them. I'm just sick and tired of looking at fat, disgusting women. Fat men as well, I don't like to see it, but my God, you just look around like this is, you know, and I heard, I guess in, I don't know, Slovenia, Moldova, one of these former Soviet, you know, the women dress up and they put on heels when they go out in public, and men dress like kind of like this. I'm going to go out to a casino later. You know, and I'm not always dressed up real nice, but I would like it where the people have pride in their physical appearance and are courteous enough to present themselves and make them look like presentable to society. And that means both in terms of fashion and not being a gross, disgusting blob of fat. And I think the guys at Rule Zero just did a podcast on that today, of which I was on for a hot minute. Marcella MJ49, moved to Ecuador. I love American people. I'm not going to a communist country. Carrera, I don't know if he's the president down there anymore. I'm sorry, Latin American people, they just like, but you know, Mexico, I had a little bit of hope because the PRI got out, or was it the PRI that got in? Whatever, the long corrupt institution. And now they're back, and they elected a Marxist. Reading Rush's book, A Dead Bat in Paraguay, I mean, like, I'm sorry, they don't have their shit together. They just don't. I'm not going to go to a country where you don't have toilets functioning. I want functioning toilets. The technology is there. I basically want to go where single moms are not the norm. I want to go where there's nuclear families. Again, cultures and traditions. I don't want to go where it's like, hey, we got bananas, and oh, look, Anita here has 3 kids, but where's the father? I don't know. No, I'm not doing that. Are we all caught up? I might even say that a good-looking population, that might even be tied for third. Because I remember in the olden days in swing dance, you go to a jazz club and people would be dressed up. Girls would be wearing dresses, men would be wearing suits. It was very nice. Journey Trials and Joy for $5. Where would you go? I'm looking at Southeast Asia and Eastern Europe and some other like Bahrain, United Arab Emirates. I don't think I'd fit in there though. I don't know. I may love it. I may love the sun and say, this is my place. These are my people. I'm curious about India. Maybe the main reason I'm over there, might as well stop in. Hey, what's going on, guys? So this is Bangalore, huh? All right, yeah. Okay, cool. Chilled monkey brains. Are we all caught up? Did we catch up? Cappy caught up? Nonstop Dre. What's this nuclear family you speak of? It's what they made fun of in the 80s to the show called Leave It to Beaver, but now I bet you there's a million women that would love to have Ward Cleaver. KWH, $7 Canadian. Sounds like you want to go somewhere that doesn't exist, Cappy. It's just got to exist for like, I think 10 years, because it's going to be 10 years before I get out of here. And I'd have to get citizenship and apply for it. The Island of the Bahamas. I would love to go to island nations. The problem is you get island fever. And I was in the Bahamas, and I mean, after a day, you're like, okay, is there anything else to do except for the casino and like to sit on the beach? And the answer is no. No, there is not. You can go to the other island and sit on the beach. You go to the casino there if they have a casino. Go to India and use your left hand, DJ Aftershock. What's with the left hand? Do they shake with the left hand in India? Oh, our truck driving Latino agent in the field for $10. Speaking of cultural stability, try watching telenovelas or soap operas from all over Latin America. Yeah, no, they're funny. They're comical. Latin America, and look at the MCs. What's the MC? Main characters. Yeah, people go to the USA and try and fix another country. Wait, speaking of cultural stability, watch telenovelas or soap operas from all over Latin America and look at the main characters. Oh, yeah, the main character's all white. Now they may be Latin in ethnicity, but yeah, they got blue eyes and they all look white. I asked them, I'm like, they all want white people. Like, what, really? Can you just be happy with yourselves? Some cultures, they even dye themselves like brighter colors. Is that it? That's it. All right, there you go. Questions, answers, AskSoConsulting.com. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.